Hey, what's up everyone? Cyber Chaos Crew here with another Star Citizen video. Yesterday I talked a little bit about Star Citizen's business model, but I didn't go too in depth about the community powered development. So today I want to do that and talk a bit more about Star Citizen's community driven development. Alright? I want to explain what it means to have community powered development in a video game. Okay, so let's get back here to the Star Citizen page, to the website, and take a look at what they have here. Alright, if you go to the Star Citizen website, robertspaceindustriescom/community, or just go here on the header and select community, the community button, and then go community, and you have a bunch of options. You have community hub, citizen spotlight, deep space radar, live stream, forums, chat, organizations, dev tracker, leaderboards, issue console. Alright, so if you go here and click community and you go to the community hub, you have here in the community hub, you have the trends from the verse, you have some feeds, some news feeds about what's going on with the development teams. You have the live streams of the players that stream their gameplay online on Twitch or on YouTube Gaming. You have live stream if you are a Star Citizen player and I'm not sure if you have to get in touch with the Star Citizen team, community team, to get your stream featured here on this page, on the robertspaceindustries.com page, on the Star Citizen page. I'm not sure if you have to contact them. I have to check that out. But if you are a live streamer, you can have your stream featured here on this page. All right, on this section of the community hub. Deep space radar, staff picks. Okay, this seems like this is like news picks from the staff, the Star Citizen staff. This is like, I think this is like lore in-game story content, like in-game news from the game lore, stuff like that. Content that is created by the company, by the lore, the writers and the content developers. They create these in-game stories and they make news out of them. I think they even have a show where weekly or monthly they announce some of the in-game news between the characters in game and stuff like that. Okay, have the forums, have the podcasts, have the latest podcasts here announced too, community podcasts from members of the community, players, and you have forum MVP. This is most voted posts on the forums. They get voted and they get posted here. And then you have other stuff in the other pages. You have the dev tracker. I have some more pages here on the community hub, the community section of the site. You have the dev tracker. The dev tracker, I think, is like it's a part of the site where you can where you have some posts from the developers, like the players ask the developers questions and then they can get in touch with them. They ask questions either on the forums or here directly. I think you can ask questions here directly to them, and then the answers that they give you, they will be posted here. Alright, the answers that they give to the players, to the community, the developers, their answers will be posted here on this section, on the dev tracker section, so you can actually see various posts from members of the dev team here. Alright, have guys working on the different studios, have the post here, the community, community manager, lots of guys, CIG guys. I think the devs from all the studios post here, mainly stuff about what they're doing, updates. It's kind of like an update wall about what the devs are doing, and sometimes they answer questions from the forums here too, or if you get in touch directly with them, they also answer you here. They post the answers. If the answers are important, is something that people need to know about, they will post them here. So mainly it's a place so you can track what the devs are doing. You watch their posts and see what they're up to. Okay. Then you have the Ask the Developer section, also still on the I think this is still on the maybe it's not still on the community section, but it's a place where you so this is a forum section, entirely dedicated to the Star Citizen, to the Star Citizen players, to the backers, project backers, where they can ask questions to the developers. Okay, this entire section of the forums is a section where there's only posts where questions are asked to the development team. All right, so you can come here. If you are a backer, you have access to the forums. I'm not sure if even people that are not backers, they can create an account on the forums and they can post stuff. I think you can even ask questions to the developers even if you're not a backer. I have the archive here with archived stuff. I have the archive there, and yeah, you can ask questions. Them any kind of questions. Ships, gameplay, systems, combat, story, background, character, engine, API, hardware, UI, animation, audio, AI, art, etc. Okay, you can ask everything about development. You can get in touch with the developers here. You go to one of these threads and you post your questions and they will answer them, and if it's really important stuff, I think it even goes on the dev tracker section. Alright, so here you see people asking questions in the different areas of development. Alright. So another thing, there's more things, there's more community stuff here on the site. Community forums. This is a forum. These are forums for the community. You can talk about all things Star Citizen related here. You can make threads, talk about stuff with other people, with the development team. But this mainly here is not only for questions directed to the developers. It's like a general discussion forum where you can talk anything about Star Citizen or some other off topics too. Okay. Star Citizen community, roleplay, fan and art mania, fan fiction, fan sites, modding, etc. Greatest starship organizations. So it's basically a general discussion forums where you can talk about anything. Alright, Cloud Imperium games, Test Pilot Headquarters, other discussions. Okay, here off topic discussions, other games, Conquest, Frontier Wars, Star Lancer, etc. Hardware, etc. Okay. So community forums too here on the site. The live stream section that we already saw before on the community hub is here. Here, this is the page for the live stream, community live streams. If you want to watch some of the players play the game, you can come here and pick live streams from players, from backers that are registered with the company on the site to appear here, to be featured here. I think you need to have an account active and to enter some information to have your stream featured here, or maybe get in touch with the community team or with the company. I'm not sure how it works, but I have to figure it out. But for sure, if you're a streamer and you're playing the game, you can have your stream featured here. You just have to find out how to do that. Okay, so another really cool feature here for the community, for the players. And then other stuff, they have other community oriented stuff, like the videos, the shows. They have many community oriented shows, not only the news shows with in-game lore and in-game news, stuff that's going on in game, but they also have shows like this one, the Wingman's Hangar. I'm not sure if it's still going on, but it was going on for a long time. See, there was like 80, 90, 100 episodes of it. Each week they would make an episode of this show. Wingman Hangar was hosted by this guy here, Eric Peterson. I think he's no longer with the company, but he was the host for this show. It's like a half an hour show, like 40 minute show every week that they used to do some years ago when they were starting the campaign, Star Citizen crowdfunding campaign. And basically here this is a community oriented show where they showcased everything about what they're doing and what the studios around the world that they have hired, what they were doing. All right, so if you want to check it out, this one here was actually 51 minutes.
And from the top of the show, coming in from the big opening singer.
This is an old show. This is 2014 show. All right. This was actually the final episode, okay? 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago. So, but you can see they went, I'm not sure if they're gonna go through stuff, game stuff, development stuff in this last one, but they went through a lot of development stuff in the shows and also community stuff. They showcased community videos from the players, creations. They answered a lot of questions. Chris Roberts, they had a show that was like 10 for the chairman, where players would ask 10 questions. He would answer them live. They had 10 for the developers, where people would ask questions to the developers. They would answer them live on the show. Okay, so lots of stuff like that. And they always had the development teams from around the world, their studios that they had hired, appear on the show too and talk about what they're doing. Okay, so this didn't happen here on this show, but I think it happened in one of the previous ones, in most of them. Not in one, but in all of them, in most of them. Okay, this was actually the last show. Was actually the last one. All right. So yeah, this is another very cool stuff that they had going on in the community. Now they have other stuff. They have Reverse the Verse. They have other shows that came after this one. All right, so we can check out the other ones here. Oh, this was another one that they had going for a while. The next great starship. There was another show by the RSI. They had this show when they were creating a lot of ships to go into the game. They were creating ships. They had a contest. This was a contest. Next great starship was a contest between that where they allowed people from the community, not developers, but players or people that are interested in playing the game or working for the game. They had this contest running for people to design ships to be introduced to the game. All right, and people that they came up with their designs, and then they submitted them to RSI. This RSI, Chris Roberts and his art team and the technical team, they always gave their opinions on the show, and they talked about what they thought would work, what they thought wouldn't work with the ships that these guys were doing, the participants, and they would I think then in the end, I'm not sure what the prize was for the winner of the contest, but I think they got their ships introduced to the game. I'm not sure if they earned some other prizes, if they earned monetary prizes or some other in-game perks. I'm not sure about that. I don't remember. I think they might have earned some monetary prize too, but mainly the prize, I think the prize of the contest was to have the ship featured in the game. All right. So there was all kinds of stuff. People from teams all over the world too, from like Russia, Italy, US, Canada, Japan, or China. There were teams from all over the world, like 3 or 4 people teams that were one of them would work the ship on the CryEngine, would make the CryEngine work. The other would do the design. the other would do the animations, and there was like small teams of people that were doing ships for this show, right? If you want to take a look.
We are
Take
less
a
than a
look
month
here.
away from crowning our winner, but first we have to get through the modeling round.
Okay,
Welcome
see,
to the next great starship.
these are the Star Citizen team. They were there and they were evaluating the ships that these guys create. All right, they were talking about them, what they think would work, what they thought they could do to better them, to make them better. Okay, see, there were a lot of them.
Animation renders that are untextured.
There were a lot of designs that the players came up with, the different teams that were doing ships for the contest.
You can see obviously
See all the work that they're done, all the stuff. They design weapons, they design everything about the ship's weapons,
Christmas.
modules, stuff like that.
So it sort of feels like that's got a. I think he was.
All them talking
I do
about the
like the
stuff that they're
outside.
doing.
Here's a grey box actually.
a lot of it's really nice, but obviously and everything.
These are the guys from the art team and
speaking to
from the
overall style of
technical.
ship, I actually kind of like it. It's interesting.
This guy
but
here is designer,
Yeah, it's not the most beautiful
art
ship
art
either,
design
but
art
it is
art
interesting enough
art
in the
team
front
designers.
cockpit.
The other guy on the other side, it's a CryEngine specialist. This guy here works for Crytek. See, CryEngine, he's got a CryEngine shirt. This guy is the art director,
They had some really
and
great
this
detail
Chris Roberts and
obviously, and everything.
Sandy Gardiner.
Yeah, speaking to
the host of
overall
the
style
show.
of ship, I actually kind of like it. It's
All right,
interesting, but
so they were the
Yeah, it's not
judges. They
the
were
most beautiful
evaluating
ship
the
either, but it is
the
interesting
projects,
in
the
front,
ships
you know,
that the players and the guys on the contest came up with. All right, and then
thought
in the
about
end they choose. Every week they would. I think they went to a phase, elimination phase, and then in the end they picked one or two as the winners to be added to the game. All right.
but
This was another very good show that they had going on in the community for a while, some years ago. I think
Yeah,
this
no,
was
I
like
liked it a lot.
2014
So,
too.
the interior was pretty amazing, I have to say. That's the best I agree from
This doesn't have date here.
I've seen.
2014. See.
I will say that
Oh yeah. By the way, I think.
I don't like the
Okay, so
exterior.
this is how the contest works.
something about the ship that just doesn't say sort of.
These guys
powerful
would
gunship
judge
to you in a way that's,
what they think would be better for the game, but after they cast their votes, they would also have the community vote for which ship they would like to see in the game. All right.
gunship
See here, there's the update here with the voting. The voting is closed as of
Yeah, it's kind of it's weird. It's
the
weird
5th of
because, you know,
11th,
The modeling and
the-
detail on it all, is all great, so I'm not criticizing that.
as
Like,
of
just in terms of
11
modeling, detail,
11 May
photos,
2014.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
So
simple, like,
after they cast their
no
votes
doubt that could sit in any triple
for the
A.
final ships to be in the contest, then the community got to choose which ones they wanted to be added to the game. All right. So this is a really
Style of
community-driven development. All right. This is what community-driven development is all about. All right. See. After they choose what ships they wanted to be in the final, then the community got the last word, and they were the ones who voted on the last ship that won the contest. All right.
See you next
That
Friday.
was added to the game. So, really good stuff, and this is what means to have a community-driven development in your game. Okay. You got other stuff here on the site, on the community section of the site. I wanted to see what's written here, but it doesn't go away this window. Okay. Oh. Community Issue Council. Welcome to the Issue Council, the community-driven tool in which users report. Okay, so this is a community-driven tool in which users are going to report the issues that they encounter. This is like a bug reporting feature. Okay, so it's a very in-depth bug reporting feature. If you are playing the alpha and if you find issues with the game, you can come here to this page and you report the issues. Report on issues that they encounter. The users can report on issues that they encounter while playing the game, attempt to replicate issue reports created by their peers, prioritize valid issue reports to help CIG developers decide which issues to investigate. Alright, so it has instructions how to use the tool, how to use the issue reporting tool, and you can read all of those and then report the issues that you found. Alright, you get in touch directly with the team and let them know create a report that goes directly to them, for them to know which are the issues that you are experiencing. Okay. All right. In here you even have two more options that allow you to file an issue report due to a Star Citizen Alpha issue or to a website issue. If you are having a Star Citizen Alpha issue, you come here to this one. If you are having website issue, you enter here. Okay. So there's these two. Okay. Issue reporting feature on the community section of the site, and then here on the funding page, I want to show you guys something that I forgot to tell you about yesterday. I want to talk a little bit about this because this is related to the community-driven development. Yesterday I talked about the funding campaign that they've done on Kickstarter and here on the site, but I forgot to mention something very important related to the funding, to these stretch goals here, to the campaign stretch goals. At the beginning at this campaign here on the site, they would unlock the players, the backers would unlock a goal each, $500,000 dollars, but then they started to unlock a goal each million. All right, see towards the end of the funding, the middle and the end, a goal was unlocked each 1 million, and I think at the end it was like each 5 million. No, it was still each 1 million. You'd get a different goal. I talked about this. I talked like how every stretch goal that was unlocked with additional funding, the team would add another extra feature or two to the game. The features that they listed here, the goals on the stretch goals, would be added to the game when the funding was unlocked, when the funding goal was reached. But I forgot to mention something very important, that is when this happened, when the goals were reached, all these new features that would be announced to be added to the game, they were up for voting by the community. I mean, they were up for voting and for voting to the players, to the community. The players and the players would be able to vote on which features would they prefer to be added to the game. Okay, the developer, most of these goals work like that. Some of them didn't. Some of them had like static features to be added to the game, but most of them had like 2 or 3 or 4 features that the community could choose from and vote on what they wanted to be added to the game when the stretch goal was unlocked. All right, so if you can even read about this here on the chairman's letters. Whenever one of these stretch goals was unlocked, the company CEO Chris Roberts, the chairman, he would write a letter and post the letter on the site, on the community site, on the community section of the site, and also here on the stretch goals information. He would make a big post on the front page. He would put the front page about the new stretch goal on the site, on the front page of the site, and also here all these letters that he posted whenever a stretch goal was unlocked. They're stored here. You can check them out if you come here to this page. If you go to robotspaceindustries.com/funding goals, you can read all of them by clicking these buttons here. Here, just go here, Star Citizen funding, and then you come here to the stretch goals page and you can watch this. All right, so for instance, let's pick a random one here. Chairman's letter. Let's see, letter from the chairman, 20 million. See here, a big post about what the team has been doing about the stretch goal, and then in the end you have the poll on which the players were able to choose what they wanted to be added next to the game. All right, so let's just go over that, read a little bit. One of the letters from the chairman. Greetings, Star Citizens. Star Citizens fans have set another record in crowdfunding. 20 million pledge to make sure this game is made by developers instead of publishers. It's especially fitting to me that we reached this goal today, on the anniversary of the release of the original Wing Commander. Thanks to your support of this incredible community, Star Citizen embodies everything I dreamed of doing with that series, and opens up the potential for so much more. Each of you has helped to make this possible, and you are allowing us to create a game the way games should be created. Thank you. At the 20 million mark, you unlock the following stretch goal. First-person combat on select lawless planets. Don't just battle on space stations and platforms. Take the fight to the ground. What this means is that we're expanding the first-person shooter mechanic we've already created for the shipboarding system to apply to more areas of the game. Join an ongoing battle on a contested world, launch an attack on a pirate base, come to the rescue of distant colonists, and fend off vendor raiders. The possibilities are endless. In addition to this stretch goal, we have an extra reward for the community: a fish tank decoration for your hangar. In the grand tradition of Star Lancer, here's a little bit of nature to break up your high-tech hangar. Your fish tanks will be added to your accounts very soon and will be included in the hangar in an upcoming patch. Included in your fish tank is a rare gold Midas fish found on the planet Castle in the Ghost system pictured above. Star Citizen will allow you to add more fish to your tank by exploring distant planets and collecting new species. In the last stretch goal letter, we asked the community to decide how to handle the funding counter after we reach 21 million. So this was a voting that they had on the last stretch goal, and on this one, whenever there was something up for voting on one stretch goal, on the next one, when the next one would be unlocked, they would announce the results. Okay. In the last stretch goal letter, we asked the community to decide how to handle the funding counter after we reach 21 million. 87% of you voted to keep the counter going. That is one of the most clear-cut answers we've had from the community. So, okay, so you see, not only the company CIG, not only they had the features that would be added to the game on each stretch goal up for voting, they even had the funding campaign itself. They had the players and the community decide how they should handle the crowdfunding campaign. Okay, from $20 million onwards, they asked the team, the community, the players, how should they continue crowdfunding the game. If they were happy how they were crowdfunding until now, or if they were unhappy, and what should they do. Okay, should they continue announcing new stretch goals for them to add more money to the campaign and to unlock more things on each stretch goal, or should they completely stop with the stretch goals and not announce anything more? Alright, so, and here is the result of that poll. In this last stretch goal letter, we asked the community to decide how to handle the funding counter after we reach how to handle the funding counter, if they should hide the counter or not. Alright, after they reached 21 million, 87% of you voted to keep the counter going. This is one of the most clear-cut answers we have from the community. This meant that the community trusted in what they were doing. Alright, they wanted to keep funding, they wanted to keep watching the funds go up, they wanted to keep getting more rewards for unlocking more stretch goals, more funding. Alright, that is one of the most clear-cut answers we had from the community. As a result, we will continue to announce stretch goals that reward our early backers and enhance the game in ways we had not originally deemed possible. So this was a big surprise to the to the development team, because they never thought, when they started their campaign on Kickstarter, when they reached like $2 million or $4 million, and they came to this, they created this site and started crowdfunding here too, they would never imagine at this time, this was like 2014, they never imagined that the campaign would reach this value, that it would have $20 million in funding. Alright, but they just kept going, and today they have 120. Alright, this is the first of these goals. As a result, we continue to announce stretch goals that reward our early backers and enhance the game in ways that we had not originally deemed possible. The first of these goals for 22 million mark is as follows. Facial capture system. We've researched a technology that uses a series of cameras to capture real heads and import them into the game. This will let the team more easily create a variety of realistic characters. In addition, the technology is mobile enough to allow us to take it on the road and capture select fans during special events. You can learn more about this technology at Infinite Realities. Okay, so Infinite Realities, I'm not sure if this was a studio that they had working for them developing this technology, or maybe it's a company that developed this camera system that they are going to employ to develop the facial expressions. Alright, okay. Seems like probably a company that they hired or that they leased the technology from to use in the game. Okay. So you see awesome feature announced here on the stretch goals, on the next stretch goal on the 22 million mark. There has been some concern about feature creep. Okay, so some people in the community were concerned that they might not be able to introduce all the things that they were promising to the game. There were concerns about feature creep with the additional stretch goals. You should all know that we carefully considered the goals we announced. Typically, the stretch goals fall into two categories. The first are goals that involve features we already have planned or have implemented, but we couldn't create content because of budgetary constraints. The first, combat on select planets, is a great example of this type of goal. We already have FPS combat as part of the game in shipboarding, and we already have most of this already functional thanks to CryEngine, as we essentially have Crisis 3's functionality out of the box. But creating all the environments and assets to fill them is a huge task, so we were planning on not doing any planet side combat initially simply because of its cost, with the idea that we would slowly roll it out once the game is live. But with the additional funds, we can now afford to create some of this content earlier than later. The facial capture system is an example of the second type, where we identify technology and equipment that will make the game better and allow us to be more nimble and economically efficient in continual creating content for the ongoing universe that we are aiming to support. The motion capture system and sound studio were goals that fell into this category. Alright. So here the chairman, Chris Roberts, is explaining that some of the features are in response to the feature creep questions, concerns. He responded that some of the features were long ago planned to be implemented or have already been implemented, while others were only possible with additional stretch goals, and that's why they announced them only when the stretch goals were unlocked. Alright. Okay. Facial capture system is an example of those, etc. But both types of goals are carefully considered. We don't commit to adding features that would hold up the game's ability to go live in a fully functional state. And also remember that this is not like a typical retail box product. There is no rule that all features and content have to come online at the same time. As you can see from the Hangar module, we plan to make functionality and content come online as it's ready, so you should look at the stretch goals as a window into the future of functionality and content additions we plan for the live game. Alright, Hangar additions. Then there's the poll for the community. Hangar additions. We also have another poll for the community. As you know, we are continuing to develop the Hangar module. You have been incredibly helpful in identifying bugs for the team to fix. But Hangar development isn't going to stop there. The Hangar module is the first brick that will lead to Star Citizen, and we're going to start expanding outward in a variety of different ways. In the short term, we're filling out the Hangar. That means more equipment, more interactivity, more area design to turn just a place to keep your spaceship, your personalized home. Okay. We're asking for what you would like to see in the next 3 areas of the hangar: extra rooms, add more space to the hangar, decorations, augmentations, customize existing space. All of these are on the horizon in some form, but we want to base our development schedule around what the community most wants to see. As always, thank you for your support. In the past year, this community has gone above and beyond in extraordinary ways over and over again. Your dedication, creativity, and your passion for Star Citizen continues to amaze us. Keep spreading the word. You are making Star Citizen a reality. Chris Roberts. Okay. And then you have the poll here for the community, for the players to choose what they would like to get into their hangars next. More in the extra rooms, if they would like firing range, buggy stunt course, buggy racetrack, lounge, barracks, bathroom, melting room, meeting room. Decorations, what kind of decorations they would like to unlock, windows, banners, and this is the ones that won, the highlighted ones is the picks that won, the choices of the players, banners, etc. Hangar augmentations, total votes, you can also see the total vote count there, paint on the walls, addition line, etc. Okay, so you see how they really made this community oriented with all the stretch goals. They let the community choose what they would like to get on the next one. All right, they had already some of the features were already lined up from early development, but other ones were dependent on the community votes. All right, and this is not the only one of them. There were many like this. If you want to take a look at other ones, this here letter from the chairman, once they reached 1 million citizens. Right now they have like I think there's 1.5 million citizens right now. This is the number of citizens. This is not the number. This is not account the account count. No, this is the number of people that bought packages. All right. I mean, this is not. Maybe some of them, maybe not all of them are real people, but it's the number of packages that were sold, unique packages. This is not like multiple accounts. All right. This is not accounts, people that bought many accounts and multiple accounts, 10 of them or 20. No, this is real numbers. This is packages bought, packages, the number of packages that were sold for 50 euros at least each one. Okay. So you see there's 1.5 million accounts, 1.5, no, not accounts, but packages, 1.5 million of packages sold. So that means roughly, for sure more than 1 million citizens, very close to 1.5 million, probably. So if you want to see another letters of the community here, for the community from Chris Roberts, from the chairman, letters from the chairman, there's this one here too. When they reached 1 million citizens, this one I think doesn't have, it has a video, a transmission from them, but it doesn't have anything to vote on, any stretch goals to vote. There's another ones. This one here, happy holidays letter from the chairman. I think this one doesn't have anything to vote on too. But for instance, this one here, the 19 million one, it had, I think there was, with the 21 million stretch goal, it was announcing what would be unlocked on the 21 million stretch goal. They would unlock the salvage mechanic. This is another career that it's gonna be, that it's available, or it's gonna be available when the persistent universe is launched, the full game. You're gonna be able to salvage wrecks, shipwrecks, and make a living out of that. All right. And here there was another poll. What should we do with the crowdfunding counter after we reach our goal? Okay, so this was the poll that was for which they announced the results on the other stretch goal, on the 20 million stretch goal. Take the funds raised, counter down after 23 million, mission achieved. All right. have the funding counter displayed amount towards the current stretch goal feature, not a total amount once we reach $23 million. Keep it up through development and continue to offer stretch goal rewards in addition to extra features and development milestones. Alright, so here you see the people voted on this to decide what happened to the crowdfunding campaign, and then they announced the results on the next stretch goal, on the 20 million stretch goal. Alright, here's another random one, another random letter from the chairman. I'm not sure which one was this. This was $61 million. The $61 million stretch goal unlocks the Esperia Prowler at the variant designed UEE ship. I'm excited to see where our concept artists take this one, as they're going to have to design a new style for another alien race and then adopt it for human use. It should be an interesting process. Here's the description. So they have at least 2 or 3 alien races in the game. Each of them has very different style ships. I think one of them is the Xi'an, the other is the Vandul, the Banu. They're at least these 3. I know about at least these 3. I'm not sure if there's some others. At least 3 I know that there are in the game, 3 alien races, each of them with their own set of ships, different ships and different planets, home world and stuff like that. Okay. So the Esperia Prowler, the ship that they unlocked, that they announced here on this letter from the chairman, that they would unlock on the $61 million stretch goal. So this was probably like the 59 million one or the 60 million one, and they announced that on the next one they would unlock this ship. Esperia Prowler, named after the UPE military designation, the Prowler is a modernized version of the infamous Everine boarding craft from the first Everine War. With the recent discovery of the lost Everine planet in Cabal system, Esperia's engineers were given unmitigated access to examine the preserved chips found in several of the caches before meticulously recreating the design choices. The Prowler's effectiveness as a rapid personal deployment vehicle was mainly due to its silence. The boarding was constructed using a variety of techniques to minimize signatures and get close to unsuspecting vessels before quickly deploying their boarders via AVA. With the updated Prowler model, we'll find perfect fusion of 2 culture, the elegance of the effectiveness of the Everine war machine combined with the reliability of modern UEE technology, while lacking some of the upgrades of the modern version. Vintage Everine built Prowlers restored for modern spaceflight, perhaps by owners lucky enough to locate them. Okay, a very big description about this ship. Alright, so you see here there was some ships. So let's read the rest. The winner of the ultimate wave for ship poll was the 3rd starter. When we say a starter ship in Star Citizen, it doesn't mean that one you ditch as soon as you can. It just means a smaller, less expensive ship that will introduce you to the Star Citizen world. We had similar starter ships in Privateer and Freelancer, and plenty of players opted to stick with their old reliable hosts for the whole game. Star Citizen starter ships tend to be more jack of all trades, allowing you to sample different activities in the verse. When we sat down to choose the ideal 3rd starter, we went in knowing that it needed to stand out the same way the Mustang differed from the Aurora without being dedicated to a specific role. What we couldn't decide on was who was going to make this new ship. We already had starters from RSI and Consolidated, so who gets the next one? A pirate-oriented starter from Drake, a military one from Anvil or Aegis, or perhaps a small luxury craft from Origin or a commercial one from MISC. In the end, we put together outlines for 4 possible ships, one from each ship builder. Representative from the 5th company, Origin, turned down request. Apparently they just won't build an expensive ship, and now we're giving backers the ability to choose which one we develop into Star Citizen's third starter. Here are the options. Okay, so they wanted to add a new ship, a new starter ship to the game, and they let the community choose which ship they would be added, which ship would be added to the game. The Drake Dragonfly, the Aegis Terrapin, the Envil Hurricane, or the Misk Reliant. And here is the poll that they launched for players to be able to choose what ship they wanted. There was 23,000 votes, and they chose the Drake Dragonfly. This was another starter ship that was added to the game on community voting. All right. So you can see by the letters of the chairman how all these stretch goals here had always things for the community to vote on and for the community to decide on the development of the game. And you can see how the company engaged the community in their crowdfunding campaign with constant updates on what they were doing, with videos showcasing all the work that the studios were doing, with constant letters from the development teams, letting the community know what they were doing, being 100% transparent on the development process, and building a trust relationship between them and the players. Okay. Now, if you have a company where you have business vultures telling the developers what to do to monetize their game, and if you have the developers taking their indications, taking their instructions into their development plan, making a development plan according to what these business vultures told them to do, there are many companies out there that operate like that. There are many companies in the industry, namely on the space MMORPG industry, that operate like that. They have a business vulture tell them what they have to do to monetize their game, and then they build a development plan and a roadmap according to what these guys tell them to do, so that they can exploit the game like they think they should exploit to get some monetization out of it. All right. And then they go ahead, they execute this plan, this development plan that the business vultures think is the best plan for the game and for the company. They execute it, they deploy it, and then after they're done deploying it, they go to the players and say, hey guys, we are a community oriented team, we are a community oriented company, we like you a lot, we make this game for you, we make the game like you want us to make, okay? So why don't you come meet us and tell us what you think about the game? And oh, by the way, are you experiencing some trouble with the game? Are the servers offline? Are the servers laggy? We want to know about that because we care about you, we care about the players, we care about the development, and we want the players to engage with us, to tell us what they think about. Oh, and by the way, here's a $1,000 sheepskin, okay? Buy this sheepskin and buy these clothes so that you can look nice while you are playing the game, okay? And then, well, if you work on one of those companies, and if you think that is community-driven development, I got some news for you, okay? I got some news for you, and the news is that is not community-driven development. Community-driven development, that is not what it is, okay? You want to know what's community-driven, what that is, that development that you're doing there in that company, like that. You want to know what that is. That is not community-driven development. That is a bad taste. It's a bad taste show where a puppet master sticks his fist up your backside and plays you like a sock puppet, All right. That's what it is. It's a bad taste show. Okay. So if you are working for a company like that, you are nothing but a sock puppet with your puppet master's fist up your backside, and then you are doing what he wants to try to manipulate the players into thinking that they're having an active role in the game development. All right, that's what it is. It's a bad taste show. Okay. So, having said that, I would like to say goodbye to you guys. This was my last video about Star Citizen business model and the Star Citizen community-driven development. From now on, I will be playing the game and showing you guys how the game works. All right. So I hope you enjoy these videos about the community development and the crowdfunding campaign. And well, I'll see you on the next one with gameplay. Okay.